Good evening. We are back on Virtual Pool 4 and we are here for a match in this year's VP4 8-Ball World Championship. I don't know where this tournament is at the moment because I haven't really been paying a great deal of attention. I've been busy working during the day and really tired when I get home, so I haven't really saw much at all, other than the fact I joined Larry's match against a guy called Marvin who I've never seen play, but I saw Marvin beat Larry in the final rack decider to send him over to the loser's side, and Larry's going to be playing Stub. Larry's just arrived in the lobby. Stub's been here shooting his mouth off as usual. And Stub ended up in the one-loss side by being heavily beaten by the current champion, semi-pro. Let's have a look at the bracket. We are into, well, we're still in second round matches. There are some players are through. Romario's through to round 3. You can obviously have a look down the bracket, but this is a match that we're focusing on if I can find it. The one between Larry and Stub, about to start in a few minutes time, and it's a race to 9 on the one-loss side. I'm not even sure of the full rules here. Let's have a look at the setup here. It's on the small table, the pit stop table in the pit stop room. It's alternate break, narrow pockets. First go is a coin flip. I'm surprised there wasn't a lag for that. Now jump cues are off, which is quite important, but obviously being a small table, jump cue isn't that beneficial. And it's 8-ball world rules. What else have we got to know? Not much else to know there. Let's go back to the bracket. We are broadcasting on YouTube, Twitch, Facebook, Mixer and Smashcast. At least we should be. I haven't been streaming for a couple of weeks, but the chat should be working. If anybody's there, say hello. That way we know it's working. Oh, and the other thing I'll check in a minute, I'll check my little doodle, making sure that's working. And I'll change the, I don't know whether I need to change the cloth colour. I think it's on blue in the pit stop. So, Larry and Stub are here, and we're all set to go. And we've probably got about another 30 seconds before the room goes up. Well, good evening, Albie. In case you don't know, in case you never heard the chat, this is a one-loss side match between Larry and Stub, race to 9 for the 8-ball world championship on the pit stop table in the pit stop room. And Larry ended up on the one-loss side, been beaten in a final rack decided by a guy called Marvin, who certainly, from what I've seen, he certainly is no mug. And Stub ended up here in the one-loss side by being well beaten by semi-pro, and the room is up, and we'll go in straight away. Hopefully, I think maybe the other players trying to join at the same time. No, maybe not. Larry's hanging off. Right, we'll check the little doodle, make sure it's working. Let's have a check. What was the final score in that match? Right, as I say, there's no lag, so Larry's joined the room and Stub is going to break. And that's the problem with this table. There's a lot of balls on the table, And it's going to take a fair bit of skill to find your way around. That's the challenge for both players. And Stub, having broken off, he's potted the stripe, which is the 15 ball, but the table is still open. He can still choose the other set of balls if he prefers, but it looks like the stripes are the best position at the moment. The awkward one's at 10 ball. Let's have a look at the 10 ball. That's the one he has to get rid of now that he's on it. Now the question is whether he can get out of there and back across for that 9. He's a bit straight. In fact, I don't think he's happy that he's got enough angle on that 10 to get out. But I think he might not get another chance to get to that 10 ball. He's got to, I mean, the best thing to do now would be to pot the 9 and just try and finish somewhere in the middle of the 8 ball and the 6 ball if he could. I don't know whether he can hit it soft enough, but it would still leave him a shot should he not get on the 10, but he has to get on that 10. And I don't think that was planned. And he's running out of shots here to get to that 10 ball. He's probably thinking now to leave it as the last ball so he can get easier on the 8, but it all hinges on getting on that 10. And there's not a huge window to get on it. He might pay the price. Well, he's on it now, no doubt about that. And he's got no option because he can't pot the 14. And now he's almost ran too far there, but he's okay. Just kill the cue ball. And it will be a break and run to start off for Stub. And I think I did read it was alternate break, so it should be Larry breaking next. So that's a good start for Stub. That immediately puts the pressure on Larry on this break. Has to get a ball. And of course, with all of those balls on the table, you would think it'd be very easy to get a ball in a hole, but he hasn't. He's come up dry. But the table is a bit ugly here. There's a problem at this bottom right-hand corner here with the 15 ball, and very adjacent to the 4. So either way, there's a blockage at this bottom right-hand corner. So once again, Stub has chosen the stripes. Now those two next to the 8, they both go. The problem is the 11 ball, unless he drops in behind it into this middle pocket, because obviously the 6 ball's a blocker there. But this is where the problem lies, and he's got to deal with this 15 ball. That could again be a problem later on in this visit. Good evening, welcome. So that 4 ball at the moment, the pink 4 ball, is Larry's lifeline. Good evening, Andy. Welcome to the stream. Well, he doesn't want to touch that 11 ball and then nudge that 8 ball safe, because I think the angle he's got, he's going to run into it. Well, he's run into it, and now he's locked, and he's got no shot. He's going to call the 15 ball, but I don't think he can get that clean. He's looking at it, but I don't think he can get to it clean. But he can certainly get to it and hit it. He might have to actually call the 15 and just roll onto it and push it to the rail. That would be a half decent safety. What's he called there? I've missed that. Yeah, I think he's just trying to roll onto the 15 and just push it to the rail. It seems it's the only choice he's really got. I presume he can get to that clean. Let's have a look. Yes, he can. Just needs to roll it dead weight and push it to the rail. Now, is that a clean shot? Yes, it was. And he did call it to the pocket. I presume he did, because I was busy looking at the table and never. I presume he did call it. But anyway, he's now in a bit of trouble. Now, he didn't call it into that middle pocket, did he? Surely. Right, you've called it in the other one. Right, so Larry has his first chance of the match, and now looking at this table, he's just got to track his way to get to that 2 ball and 6 ball. Now, what's he thinking on here straight away? Yeah, the angle in the 7's not great to get down there. Yeah, I saw him call something, but I wasn't paying attention, and I missed it exactly what he actually did call. But this visit from Larry has to end up in a run out here. He can't afford to mess this up. But right now is where he should be getting to that 2 and 6 ball. He's on this. He's leaving the 7, but I don't like the idea of running into this 2 ball off the 6. This is not. You see, that's where things go wrong, and that wasn't the shot I would have played, because the odds are he's going to run into the 2. He's now pushed it into an awkward place, and now he's got work to do to get back up to that 2. He's making it difficult for himself. He should have took the 7 into the left middle, and then he would have got a cleaner hit on the other ball and less likely to push the 2 to where it is now. And now he's going down for the 2. This needs to bounce. Yeah, this is where it's going to end up going wrong. He's got to go forward now, and the same again. Get the right weight. If anything, hit it short. That way he can at least cut the 2. And I think he's overcooked it again, has he? No, he's okay this time. And then he can just drop it in onto the side railing out for the 8. But that threatened. That just threatened to get out of hand here for Larry, but he's managed to get the job done. He's took his chance, and he's going to square the match up. It's all about trying to not create problems for yourself. Now, once again, Larry's broke off, and it's come up dry. And of course, that's what happened in the first rack, and Stub came straight in and run out. Now he's studying the layout here. It looks like solids is the preferred choice, I would think, because of those 2 up at the top left hand corner there. They're acting as blockers if he went for the stripe. So it's more than likely going to be the solids he surely chooses here. Well, he's gone for the stripes. I don't know why he's done that. He's got a better idea than I have, but I don't know why, because immediately the 9 ball's blocked by the 4. And he's going to have to get dead straight on that if he's going to actually push the 9 onto the 4 and pot the 2 of those balls. I think that's maybe what he's looking at now, but he's not in no position to do it. I can't understand why he didn't go for the solids there. That's got me puzzled, because it now leaves me wondering how he's going to deal with this 9 ball. That's going to be the problem. That there. I mean, 9 balls a much more simpler game because you've only got the 9 balls on the table. But finding your way and finding a path out on this table with 15 balls on the table is a lot more challenging. And you see Stubbs now, he's now sold this rack. If Larry can take his opportunity here, but Larry's actually not been left. Well, he has the 6 ball. I never noticed the 6 ball there. He's got the 6 ball as a starter, and again Larry, sorry, bloody Stub, what am I talking about? This is why I'm tired. I'm totally losing the plot already. Or am I out of sync? I don't know. I think my head's out of sync. Yeah, I don't know. As I said, I haven't been streaming recently because I've been working a lot and really tired when I get home. And this is backfired already. Right, well, it's definitely Larry at the table now. And you've got to fancy his chances of taking this one out. I need to get a drink. No visible problem here for Larry. It's only going to be an unforced error that's going to get him out of shape. Well, I don't know whether he can avoid hitting that 15 and 10 by playing this 6 ball. You just don't want to move anything that you don't need to, so this is why you should drop onto the 3, take the 3, take the 6, then get across for the 2, or take the 2, take the 1, then the 3, but either or. He has to just probably end up taking the 6, then the 7 as the last shot to get on the 8. That looks like that he's found his way out. And the only way this will go wrong is when he pots this 3, if he doesn't get good on the 6, it's going to be a wee bit more awkward just to make sure he gets on the 7. I know it sounds simple, but he has to get on the 7 in such a way that he can make it easy to drop onto the 8. And that looks pretty good. In fact, the angle that he's got, he could just stun up if he wanted, or he can just leave it straight into that top corner, and that's what he's decided to do. So, well, Larry's stole one against the break and breaking off in rack number 4, and finally he's got a ball in the break, and the 5 ball has gone. And again, a reminder, it's still an open table. Even though there's a ball potted in the break, you've still not confirmed anything until you've potted your next ball. Once again, problems lie at the top of the table. We've got the 10 ball and the 3 ball are married up, so that's going to be a problem. And we've got this mess at the bottom right hand corner here as well, so nothing is straightforward in this rack. There's manoeuvring to be done. Good evening. Everybody seems to be on YouTube. Is there nobody on Twitch? So, Larry on the stripes, and looking at this corner here, Larry's got a lot of trouble ahead. I don't think he can see enough of that. Yeah, he's just looking to get sort of safe. He's certainly not left anything. And Stubbs called the 6, but although Larry's going to come to the table with a shot, he's still got that Stubbs still got that lifeline at the top end of the table anyway. And meanwhile, Larry's now got 4 balls at this bottom end of the table that he's going to have to deal with. And that needs to spin up the way it needed a wee bit more. He's going to have to end up. Now, let's have a look. I'm looking to see the angle he's got in that 13 ball. It's not good. He might even just think about the safety again here, but he looks as if he's going for the 15. Is he going to try and break out this 2 and 10 at the top end? If he does, he's going to be really lucky if he lands on another shot after it, though. Well, he might have tried to break them out. You see, the problem is exactly what I've said. If he's tried to break them out, he's missed them completely, and I don't think he's got a shot. Or has he? Nope. He's going to have to actually bend round that 7 if he's going to make the potting angle in the 15, I think. I don't think he can see enough of it, can he? Oh yes, he can. My eyes are so bad. No, I'm just wondering if anybody was on Twitch. Larry going to try and spin again, is he? Nope. Well, he's got enough room to get that 13 in. Now, can he get a good hit on either of those balls there? Ideally, he wants to be hitting the 10 ball, because if he hits the 3, the chances are he won't move the 10 at all. And now he needs a bit of luck. Well, it might be worth calling the 10 into the middle and having a blast and going in off that 1 ball. I think that's his only choice here. I don't think it's sitting well enough for it, but he might as well have a bash. Give it a smack. No, he hasn't called a pocket yet. Yep, called it into the middle. So let's see if he gives it an old capo shot and give it a belt, and hopefully it just catches the edge of that pocket and drops into the middle. Yep, well played. Commentator's eye spotted that one. And this is now an easy finish for Larry. And the chance to open up a gap. Needed a bit of luck to have at least some sort of shot on that last ball there, but had to play it in off the one. And that now gives him a 3-racks-to-1 lead. Remember, we're only on a race to 9 here on the one-loss side. Stub breaking off in rack number 5. And, well, a couple of balls have gone down. But look at this table again. It is ugly. The balls aren't breaking all that nice. And Stubbs made his choice. He's gone for the solids, but I don't think it really mattered what he chose there, because there's a whole mess of trouble up the top end of the table. Well, the spin that he had on that ball actually killed the pace in it before it got to the balls. But he's actually managed to just break them enough there. Now, how does he get to that 7 ball? Well, the 4 ball's down there as well. I never even noticed that. Right, so the 1 ball goes. Does he take the 2 ball now? I think that's what he's thinking, because he's on a position where he can take the 2 ball. He might not get another chance to get to that 2 ball. That's why he should be taking it now. And I think he's made the wise choice. Well, we know where the stumbling block's going to be here, because he's only got the 1 chance to get down onto this 7 ball, and he's got a window there to get on it anywhere in that area. So he can drop round behind it off the 4. He just needs to spin in behind the 7. A little draggy draw spin. Well, that's gone wrong. That was a sort of half-hearted attempt to get there. He might have had too much angle, but he should have dragged it a bit more and stunned it through. And now he's having to hit and hope here with this one. Bouncing it off the, whatever the hell ball that is, the 13 is it, or the 12, and calling it into the corner. Well, he should be playing the cut. Oh, this is ambitious. All or nothing. In off the 15. Oh, unlucky. But he's got a lifeline, because that 15 ball has nudged the 7 onto the side rail, and that is going to be the safety net for Stub, unless Larry can get a hit on that 12 ball on the side rail and get it out of there. And his opportunity to do that will be off the 15 ball. If he gets good on this 15 ball, he can get the breakout. He needs to just drop off straight on that. And that is perfect. Absolutely perfect. He'll get the nudge on the 13. Now, how's his luck? How's his luck? Well, that will do nicely. Just a little drop in. No pace in this at all. Just to run out and keep him on the 10. Well, I don't see what the problem is. Maybe there's a wee bit more angle, that's the thing. But if you just gently roll this in, he's on the 10. Just got to feather it in. Just enough weight to drop in and he'll be on the 10. He's playing this with inside to check it and hold it. This could go wrong. I mean, that middle pocket, there's plenty of room. Well, he's gone for it and he's trying to still hold in the 12 and he's just got there. Well, that was the unconventional way of doing it, because that could have went all out of shape and locked himself off and behind that 8 ball. Well, it's now going to be a 3-rack gap for Larry. And Stub just won't learn. I mean, he's typing all this crap, and I mean, Larry's the last person that's ever going to be paying any attention to that. And I said to Stub, my advice to him, good evening, welcome. My advice to him at the start was keep your mouth shut and focus, and he's actually paid absolutely no attention to it at all. And the problem he's got is he's 4 racks to 1 down, and if he doesn't get his mind on what's to be done here, he's going to find himself packing up his virtual queue and heading for home. So Larry at the table, and he's committed to the stripes, and this well, the only problem ball is the 9. That's the problem ball. Now he's got a nice little edge of that 9 that he can catch enough of it just to drop it in. Well, he doesn't think well, he's either not happy with it, but I mean, you can see more than enough of that 9 to knock it in. It's going to get off the jaw, no problem. And what about these balls here? The 12, or that is the pink 12. Yeah, he's just got to be careful he doesn't nudge something down at this end of the table when he gets here. He doesn't want to be disturbing anything. There's nothing needs to be disturbed here. When you start doing that, things go wrong. And that's exactly my point. You know, he's run into the 15, it's killed the cue ball, and he's left himself in the bottom rail. And he's now going to have to dig out a shot here to keep this going. And the problem is, everything goes if Larry doesn't put this into a hole. And that all came about from doing exactly what I said you didn't want to do, and that's hit another ball when you don't need to. Oh, and it hangs out, and it's Stub's chance, although, well, he's not got a, well, he's not got, what has he got here? The 10 balls blocking the middle pocket. He's got to make sure he's going to go over to this left side. Right now would be the opportunity. He's got another opportunity to go over to this left-hand side, because he has to get rid of that 3 ball. And he's actually blocked himself here. And this is threatening to go wrong very quickly here. He's had 2 opportunities to go over to this left side to either get rid of the 1 or land on the 3. And now he's gone bottom side. And he's still got to deal with that 1 ball. And if he gets good on the 1 and good on the 3, now what's he going to try? See, this is a problem here. If he takes the 7, which he's going to have to anyway at some point, He's going to have to get onto one of these two balls, and it is not simple. He's just trying to drop it dead weight. Now the cue ball wants to run into that 10 ball here. So he might looking at it, he'll probably miss the 10. He can run off the side rail and out, but he's going to leave the 3 ball long if he does that. And then it's all about the angle he has on the 3 ball. Yeah, he's going to have to just run forward and leave it long, but make sure he gets out far enough. He has to get out far enough into the table to have a good shot in this 3. In fact, the further he goes to the right, probably the better. Well, he's gone the other way and it's all gone wrong again. He's going to have to dig out a shot in the 3. He's going to have no shot in the 8. And he's relying on luck here to run into this 12 ball and somehow have a shot. In fact, looking at the angle, he's just making trouble for himself. But he needs a bit of luck here. Yeah, so he's going to have to call the bank. It's going to be the reverse bank. I would say a good 80-20 guaranteed bank on this one. But of course, it is a called game, so he only gets one shot at it. Well, he's got it done. He's got it back to within 2. Breaks off in rack number 7, and it looks dry to me. Now, what we got going on here? Well, it looks like, looking at the balls, I would say the stripes are the favourite here. Although there's a problem in having to drop onto that 12 this side if he's going to take the stripes. Now, it's worthwhile whenever you get an opportunity to try and get on that problem ball as soon as possible. The reason I'm saying that is because if he doesn't get good on it, he's got the backup ball here, the 15 ball, so he's going to have to just try and drop through on this 12. Sorry, not the 12. Drop through off the 12 onto that 13 and get rid of it. Always got to try and get these problem balls out the way early on, because the longer you leave it, the more you run out of balls and the more you run out of opportunities to get there. Now, he can just drop that in. If he drops it in and finishes in a little gap there, he can get rid of that 14 ball. Doesn't need to do anything with the cue ball other than make sure he has a shot on it. But that's what he wants to get rid of next, the way I would play it. And that will do. And if anything, just roll through and play the 11 onto the 15. And that way, if you leave the 11 over the corner pocket, then you've got an angle coming off the 11 when you pot it to go out like that up there for the 8. That's the plan. So play the 11 onto the 15, or is he going to try? See, if he tries to do too much, he's going to try and come across off the 14, but he's a bit straight. You just want to cut your losses and don't try and do too much. And he's done the right thing. So now the plan is leave that 11 where the 15 is, because he doesn't want it to drop in. If that 11 drops in, he's scuppered his chances of getting to the 8, so he's got to be careful. And that's perfect. That's the perfect little angle. Oh, did you see the advert, Keith? Well, there's somebody in Facebook. Welcome aboard. Oh shit, I forgot the 11 ball. The 9 ball. I really am tired. Well, that was a cracking shot. I totally forgot about the 11. And why am I calling it the 11 ball? Goodness knows. Now, can he stun up through the little gap? Well, he's fairly straight. He doesn't want to try and pinch too much, so he's just come back. And now he's got the choice, middle or corner. Looks like the middle. But this to give Larry that 3-rack gap again. And remember, we're only on a race to 9. So a 3-rack gap at this stage is a big margin to work with. And in goes the 8. And Larry leads by 5 racks to 2. And Larry breaking. Now what he would give here for a ball and a break and a shot. And he isn't getting none of them. And these balls are... This is the first decent break of the night. Look at the way these balls are spread. And if Stub doesn't run out here, then, well, I think he could say bye-bye to this tournament, even at this stage. So he's chosen the stripes. Now, when you look at the table and you look at the problem's right there. Where is the 8 ball going to go? He's got to surely leave that as his last ball. You have to leave one of the... You know, this is the nearest one to the 8, so that's your best chance of getting on the 8. So he's going to have to try and drop that 12 in, fall behind the 8, and take it into the middle or something like that. You've got to plan ahead. And that will do pretty nicely. He probably even just run through onto that 7. Yeah, he can probably just drop right through onto the 7 if he goes far enough. Well, that was a poor shot. It really was. That was bad because he had such a margin of error there to run through. Even if he run through and hit that 7.5 ball, he would have still had a shot in the 8. And that was really poor, and this will hurt. And he's missed the 8, and, well, Merry Christmas, Larry. Fill your boots, as they say. And that was a poor mistake by Stub. And it's going to cost him. I mean, it was so easy to roll through far enough. Even if you overhit it, you're still going to have a shot in the 8. And he finished in the worst possible place. And did not run through far enough. And, well, the rest is history, as they say. It's only going to be an extremely careless shot here by Larry that's going to prevent him losing this, winning this rack. So, pot the 3, bring yourself out into the table, and pot the 2 next. That way you're not doing anything fancy with the cue ball. And now he wants to either kill the cue. He's got choices how he goes about this. If he runs through, he can run through onto the 1. Make sure, well, he's gone a bit straight. And, well, he can he can pinch a bit and spin this. Yeah, he's okay. So Stub is paying the ultimate price for a careless shot, and Larry is going to widen the gap to 6-2. And now the break goes back to Stub, and Stub needs a ball. And something has dropped in the middle. What went in the middle? 13 has gone. So he's on the stripes. And well, he's got the problem at the top end with the 11 and the 2. The 11 and the 2 are married up. And now he's completely out of position. Just looking to play, well, I would think he was looking to play a safe here. Just glance off the 11 and finish on that top rail. But even if he does that, it's got to be a good shot. Well, he's glanced off the 11, but it's not improved the situation. What we got at this end? Well, Larry's got the chance to pot the 4 and break out the 2 and go for the run out. He can just chip that 11 here, I think. And that will do very nicely indeed. And now the table's at his mercy. This is a thing you always must do on a cluttered table in this type of game. You always have to just stop yourself, get your bearings, and make sure you're taking the right path to get yourself out. That way you know exactly what you're going about, where you're going to put the cue ball, and where you're going to end up to get on that final 8 ball. Well, it looks like I'd be taking the 7 right now. The 8 ball goes in the pocket, no problem. So you take the 7, then you take the 3, and then you're on to the 2. Well, he's got a lot more angle on this than he would really ideally want here. He just wants to nudge this 3 in and no more, and just leave that cue ball there, unless he wants to run across the table, but just gently push it down and in. And it's, oh, it just got there, no more. Excuse me. A simple roll in. And it's going to be 7. And straight away, with Larry on his first shot in that visit, remember, he only had the problem ball that was married up to that, whatever the hell it was, the 12 ball. And the angle he had for the pot allowed him just to nudge the offending ball out the way and open up the table for the run out, which he duly completed to give him a 7-2 lead and only 2 away. And Stubbs' break is dry. The table is a mess. Oh, Stub was a beaten man. Was a beaten man against semi-pro when I watched a bit of it. Can't remember what he typed. It basically, insinuating they prefer to be in the loser's side. You know, that's losers talk whenever I see that. But, yeah, he's, well, again, this is a game Stub doesn't play. Larry doesn't play it either, which is probably why both of them on the one-loss side. They never play on this bar table. And they don't necessarily always play 8-ball. Well, certainly Larry does play it in Scottish doubles now and again, but other than that, Stub never goes near it, from what I've seen. So Larry's on the solids, and well, he's going to have to leave the combo for the 1 onto the 8 onto the 7, and that will clear that up. That's what he's going to end up having to do. Well, the crucial shot for this rack is coming up any second now. A little bit of inside just to get himself as straight as he can on this now. That 8-ball, is going, if I can get this thing to work, that 8-ball's going to go there. And that's where it can go wrong, because there's no guarantee he was going to have a shot, and now he doesn't. So it's the kick. Good chance of this going in, but he's going to have no shot in the 8. And Stub is now favourite for this rack. Immediately Stub has gone favourite for this rack. Well, the 1 has gone in. Now, what does Larry do here? Try and run the 8 onto the 14 and get them both to go in. He needs to be careful with this. Because the amount of spin he needs to put on this, the cue ball's going to have to follow. And he doesn't want to roll in after it. Like that. Commentator's eye. There you go, folks. I saw it and I called it. It was obvious that was going to happen. He had to get enough top spin to get the momentum into the first ball, to get the 8-ball onto the 14 and get rid of it. And then, of course, the momentum of the cue ball, it was always going to go very close to the pocket. But even so, had Larry managed to play some sort of safety in that 8-ball there, he was going to lose the rack anyway. There was not much he could do. So it's back to 4. And Stub on the stripes. And once again, though, there is a lifeline in this rack. No, there isn't, because I thought that was a 9. The 9 is there, and now that I've looked at the table, there isn't a lifeline. This looks like another one for Stub. As long as he's careful, he shouldn't have any problem. And a little draw off this 13. Well, he's let that go away as well. The delay in the chat is because the chat is collated by Restream, and then it's posted up on the screen. he's got to hit this hard enough to come back across the table and avoid blocking himself behind the 5. And he's done that. So it's a couple of quick racks here for Stub. He gets another one back. He's still trailing by 3. But the break goes back to Larry in rack number 12. And the 5 ball has been nudged into the middle pocket. Now, what do you choose in this situation? We've got 2 solids down the bottom end here. We've got 2 blocking stripes at that end. The 7 ball is in no great position to pot. These 2 are in the open. It's looking odds on he's going to take the solids here. Now, having said that though, he's looking at some strange sort of cut shot in this 10 ball. I'd still be more inclined to go for the solids. Well, he's made his choice. He's made his choice. The reason he's made that choice is because of those 2 balls there. So it's going to be the combo onto the 9, off the 14 and into the pocket. 13 onto the 9, onto the 14 and into the pocket. That's the plan. Well, he managed to get it clean. Oh, he's got the bonus. And now he's got no shot, has he? I think he's got to surely... What's he doing here? Oh no, he's on it. I didn't think he was on that. Well, this cue ball has to... If he's going to take that 12, that pink ball, he's going to have to get it clean and avoid a collision with the cue ball at that distance. And now what ball is he going to use to get back onto this 8 though? Well, he's no choice now. So the 8 ball is only going into that left hand middle pocket, possibly. And it's all gone wrong. It's all gone wrong. And Stub is ready to pounce. Larry's going to call the bank. And this simply has to go, or he's going to lose another rack. And that didn't go according to plan whatsoever. That nothing happened there. So Stub, wide open table to get another one back. And that will be 3 in a row if he manages to do it. And let's be honest, there's no reason why he shouldn't here. Everything's sitting wide open. Slightly the wrong angle in the 1, but he's going to take the 6 first by the look of it. No, he's looking at the 3 instead. Possibly 3, 4, then 6, then 1. Well, he can roll through for the 6. Well, cue ball's going to go that way. Cue ball's going to go this way, so he needs to go far enough to get a shot in the 1. Now, does he go soft, or does he go with enough power to get up to here? Well, I don't think he likes that. He's looking for alternate means here. And if he's going that direction, it's up and down. Well, that will do. So it is going to be 3 racks in a row. And Larry got himself into trouble there. That's a rack lost rather than a rack won as such, because he should have ran out, got himself out of shape, had the only option of a bank, which he got completely wrong. And Stub has taken his chance, and now Stub breaking off, and the 6 ball goes in, and unfortunately the cue ball is one of them as well. And so Larry comes to the table with a chance to redeem himself here. Let's have a look at this top end here. Well, we've got 3 solids, 2 stripes, and everything is in pretty good shape up the top end. Larry should be running out here. This should be a run out. So with scratch and ball in hand in the kitchen, he's then got to play up the table. So he's nominated the solids. Now, it would have been better straight away if he could have got that 1 ball. He's finished away up here. He wanted to be here to take that 1 ball comfortably, and then he could have got rid of those 2. So straight away though, there's a problem here for Larry. Remember what I said about running out of balls. He's more inclined to try and take that 1 at the moment, but it's not going to give him much advantage in getting rid of the 4 and the 2 up the top end with the angle that he's got, unless he tries to drag into them. He's trying to play inside to avoid any collision. Well, he's got a nice little kiss there, and it still keeps him in shape. But this isn't going according to plan, because he wanted to get rid of that 1 and take those 2 balls at the top end and deal with them when he had the chance, and he just finished too high to be able to hold for them. So now he's going to have to find another way of getting up there. And he's only going to have the 1 shot at it. And it's all gone wrong. And remember, no jump cues. Or can he see? No, he can't see anything there. So this is another rack that is going to elude Larry by the look of it. Unless he can pick something out here. Trying to spin off the rail and cut the edge of that too. Oh, that almost was a great shot. But it doesn't go in. And all the balls, well, all the stripes are all there for Stub. And it's looking highly likely that he's going to get back to within 1. It's amazing how things can go wrong very rapidly on a table this size with all of the clutter on it. It's so easy to go wrong. If Larry had finished nice on that 1 ball to start with, this rack would have been over. And the fact that he didn't, well, there's a disaster, and Stub has gifted it back to Larry, and Larry breathes a sigh of relief, because he never thought he was going to see this table again in this rack. And Larry is going to get himself out of jail here by default. And again, the dangerous thing that Stub did there was letting that cue ball run on a table this size with these pockets, and there's always a strong chance you're going to run into trouble. And well, Stub's comeback has been halted through his own mistake, and Larry's broke off, and he's got a handful of balls in the break, and the balls are all sitting perfect, and this has definitely got to be a run out, and he's going to have this for the match, leading by 8 racks to 5. A pretty good break, probably about the second best break of the night. He's made his choice, he's nudged that 2, and I think that nudge on the 2 has maybe blown his chance. Has it? No, he can still get it. He can still get the 2. And right now is when he wants to get rid of that 2. He's got the angle and he's got the potting angle on it, so he needs to take care of it right now. Again, he's looking at taking the 1 instead. And he might not get a better position on that 2. Well, he has done. He's sitting pretty nice now. So, pot the 2, kill the cue ball stone dead when you drop the 5 ball in, and this match is over. So Larry is going to survive. And oh well, there you go, there's a classic finish. How's that for a childish way to behave? Stub pulled the plug and he's gone. The old Control-Alt-Delete technique has ruined Larry's finish, and no respect whatsoever. But anyway, Larry wins the match by 9 racks to 5. And we'll have a look at the bracket, and we'll see how that shapes things up. Once this updates, where the hell are they? Alright, that's it there, it's still to update. So Larry will be through to play Acero. Now, did Acero play his first match? Yes, he did. And he lost to Mr. Strocum. So that'll still be a good match between Larry and Acero. And, well, Semi-Pro, Tommy Yu. The only other match that I can see is scheduled is the one between Marvin and Mr. Strocum. Now that's set for what is it? What's the day's date? The 29th. That's tomorrow night, isn't it? Because this is a leap year. Yeah. So it's tomorrow night at the same time. So I'm off tomorrow, so I may well have that match as well, and it'll give us a chance to see Marvin, who is the chap that beat Larry in that first round match. In fact, I never even noticed that Marvin actually beat Potman as well. So it's going to be interesting to see these two guys. And hopefully I'll be able to get that tomorrow night. So anyway, the tournament will march on. I probably won't have that many matches from it. Just depending on timings whenever the guys set their matches and whether I'm half awake. But that is it for tonight, folks. Thanks for your company. Thanks for watching. And I will bid you good night, and I will see you again soon.